The air inside the spiral staircase was thick with the scent of wet moss and the metallic tang of old copper. Jaina descended carefully, the glowing plate in her hands casting long, flickering shadows against the curved masonry. Behind her, Zoran followed, his footsteps light and rhythmic, a stark contrast to the heavy thrumming coming from deeper within the bridge. "The river doesn't just flow around these stones," Zoran whispered, his voice echoing. "It breathes through them." As they reached a landing, Jaina stopped. The walls here weren't bare. They were covered in intricate relief carvings that mirrored the patterns on her plate. She ran her fingers over a depiction of the Vardar River, feeling the cold stone hum beneath her touch. The carvings seemed to depict a forgotten era of Skopje, where the city and the water were part of a single, living machine. Zoran stepped past her, his eyes fixed on a heavy iron door at the end of the corridor. He didn't use a key. Instead, he brought the kaval to his lips and played a single, low note that vibrated in the very marrow of Jana's bones. The iron door groaned, its ancient hinges protesting as it swung inward to reveal a vast, circular chamber hidden beneath the riverbed. They entered the heart of the bridge. The chamber was filled with massive copper gears and bronze counterweights, all suspended over a swirling pool of water that connected directly to the Vardar above. It was a masterpiece of archaic engineering, silent and frozen in time. "This is the Resonant Heart," Zoran said, his voice filled with awe. "It was built to stabilize the valley, to keep the earth and water in balance." Jana noticed a circular indentation in a central pedestal, surrounded by silver filigree. It was the exact shape and size of the plate. She approached it tentatively, the plate in her hands vibrating so violently now that it felt like it might shatter. She realized that the workshop, the bazaar, and her grandfather's lessons had all been leading to this single moment of alignment. "The gears won't turn on their own, Jaina," Zoran called out, stepping to the edge of the walkway. "The metal needs the song to remember its purpose. I will provide the breath, but you must provide the connection." He took a deep breath, his posture straightening as he prepared to play a melody more complex and ancient than anything Jaina had ever heard. As Zoran began to play, a haunting, multi-layered melody filled the chamber. Jaina lowered the copper plate into the slot. The moment it clicked into place, the cyan glow flared white-hot, blinding her for a second. The plate began to spin, and slowly the massive gears around them began to groan and turn, shedding flakes of rust like metallic snow. The rhythm of the machinery synchronized with Zoran's music. Jana watched in fascination as the gears shifted, opening hidden shutters in the ceiling that allowed thin beams of moonlight to pierce the darkness. The beams struck the spinning plate and reflected off the water below, creating a shimmering web of light that danced across the chamber walls. Suddenly, the web of light coalesced into a glowing three-dimensional map of the Balkan Peninsula. Points of light flickered across the map like stars, each one marking a hidden site similar to the one they were in. Jaina reached out, her hand passing through the ethereal light. "It's not just Skopje," she whispered. "The whole land is connected by these echoes." Before they could study the map further, a figure stepped out from the shadows of a large pillar. It was a man wearing a heavy, dark coat, his eyes sharp and analytical. He didn't look like a guardian, but like a predator. "You've done well to open the way, Jaina," Trajan said, his voice cold and smooth. "But the Resonant Heart was never meant for the hands of common smiths.